Hi guys, welcome back to Overbite Gaming, and today we're taking a look at Smackdown Here Comes the Pain, one of the wrestling games that is touted as the best ever. Now, and that's not quite the case for me. It's a great game, no problem admitting that. Great roster, and it had introduced a lot of features that are pretty much standard nowadays. So you had body-specific damage displays, submission meters, you could have rope breaks. So it's a seminal wrestling game. Personally, I prefer Day of Reckoning 1 and 2 and the N64 Aki games, but this is definitely my favourite Smackdown game. Even before, it went over to 2K and they started doing their 2K thing with it, which, all this shit it gets, there is some jank to the control on this, so that you don't generally see in the newer games. For instance, the referee gets in the way quite a lot. You can run in a straight line. So you'll run and all you got to do is stand off to the side and you're just like, where am I going? So it's one of those. It's also the first game in the series for, I think, 3 or 4 iterations that didn't use a Rock catchphrase. It uses a Brock Lesnar catchphrase. Obviously, he's sporting the man himself on the cover. Interestingly enough, the loading screen with him on doesn't look very much like him. There's 2 pictures of him on it, and neither of them are like, who is that? Is that? I mean, it's obviously Brock because he's got the body, and that's a pretty sort of one-of-a-kind body. So you always like, it doesn't look like him though, but whatever. So Smackdown Here Comes the Pain, the roster is fantastic. It's the last one to feature Stone Cold and The Rock, without them being Legends entries, stuff like that. It also has, I believe, Sean O'Hare's sole appearance. Check me on that. And I am a bit of a Sean O'Hare mark. I thought he was great. It's just a shame his stick work wasn't better, because although he did the whole Devil promos and stuff like that, they took numerous takes to get right. So it's a shame because he had a great look, he was brilliant in the ring, and I'm going to say it, the Sean Ton Bomb, better than Jeff's. Look better, landed more consistently. When Jeff was thrown at you, his opponents didn't know where the fuck he was coming down. Neither did Jeff. But so, yeah, that's it was the first time we got a game with Kane with his mask off. That's debatable whether that's a good thing. I always preferred the original mask Kane. And it's the first time it featured the Elimination Chamber and the Bra and Panties match, both of which I obviously enjoyed. Because, Stacy Keibler is in it, and Stacy Keibler is my favourite diva of all time. So, there you are. I did not mind, unfortunately, making her lose a lot in some of those matches. Let's just put it that way. Yes, I know I'm a horrible, misogynistic pervert. But I have been for 46 years now, and I don't think I'm going to be changing anytime soon. So Smackdown Here Comes the Pain is definitely the best of the Smackdown one. I remember the first one I bought, which was... oh, bollocks, we're going to have to look it up. I just looked it up. I'm still going to have to look up. That's what your brain does when you get old, people. So yeah, it was Smackdown Just Bring It. I bought that. I remember buying it specifically because it came out like the day before payday. I was like, damn it, I really want to get that. And the guy I sat next to at the time said, do you want me to lend you the money till tomorrow? I'm like, what? And she lent me the money, so I went off and got that, came home, and it was like, the campaign was like 6 matches. I finished it in that evening. I was like, what? I can't believe it. I was like, this can't be more. This is a joke. No, it wasn't. And it took like fucking half your memory card up as well. It was, they did fix that. I think it was in the next one, which was Shut Your Mouth, I think. But yeah, Smackdown Here Comes the Pain is probably the best of the Smackdown series. It plays nicely, as I said. There's still some jank to the control, but there's a lot of features in it that you would expect from a wrestling game nowadays, and some of them that this game brought in. It was known in Japan as Exciting Pro Wrestling 5. Go Japan with your names. and it came out in the EU in November, and the month before in the US. But even later in Japan, I guess they were happy with Exciting Pro Wrestling 5 before they got the branded version of it. Interestingly enough, the engine used in this is the same used in Rumble Roses, which I've done a video on before, I think a Let's Play. Which is, yeah, it's an interesting wrestling. Lots of attractive ladies that perform intricate submissions on each other, we'll put it like that, and don't wear very much. I'm a fan. You may imagine. But yeah, Smackdown Here Comes Pain. I remember playing it the first night I got it, and I just played as Goldberg in the Elimination Chamber. I think I've actually done that again in the footage that I capture, just because I think this may be the only one he was in at the time when he was still like part of the roster, the game that Goldberg was in, and having Goldberg and Brock Lesnar and The Rock and Stone Cold and Sean O'Hare, obviously, all in one game was amazing. So this is like just crams to the rafters. This is peak roster I'm talking about here. They've also changed up the career mode a little bit. You can take a created wrestler or a superstar in if you want. I'm doing it with Sean O'Hare at the moment because, like I said, Sean O'Hare Mark. But they've cleaned up so you don't have to wander around arenas or anything like that anymore. You've got a little locker menu, which I can't find settings on. That really pissed me off. I had to literally exit my career to turn the music off, which I've had to do because I don't want Jim Johnson suing me, alright? So sorry, I know, bugs me as well, but it is what it is. Barbecue sauce crisps. Don't have them before you record. Pro tip. So they have this little locker, and you can just go to like a move, and it will show all the areas you can go to, and it will highlight any ones with anybody in. And there's a GM office in there now where you can go to see your superstar status, request a brand switch, or request a title shot. Which, depending on your superstar score, you know, you can go for different titles, and they'll be like, oh, these are the ones that are available to you, and you'll be forced to do tag teams at first, for instance. Not a fan of tag teams, kind of got buggered over in 2 matches, but we won the titles. I'm team Sean O'Hare with Rhino. I thought that was a really good team for the wrestlers I was offered. And we went out and we beat, I think it was... is it Dudley? No, it was Edge and Christian. Sorry, Edge and Christian. So we beat them. Next match, I think it's... I can't remember who it was. Fuck. It's only a couple of days ago, but I can't remember because my brain's broken. But I'm in a submission mode, and I'm like, okay, well, that's fine. I'll just use the right stick to call my partner in. So Rhino's getting it submitted out, and call O'Hare in, and he comes over and stands next to us and watches me getting tapped out. I'm just like, thanks, buddy. What? He literally just stood there and watched. He was literally like right against us. He literally walked over to him. He was literally touching us and couldn't be asked to kick the guy off of me. Oh. So yeah, sometimes the AI is a little bit but it's a PS2 game, man. You got to think, like, back in those days this was common. Now it's just a sign of a lazy game. So it also introduced legends. So we got Jimmy Superfly Snuka and Rowdy Roddy Piper, people like that. There are a few former iterations of wrestlers as well, such as The Undertaker, with his original sort of costume, outfit kind of thing. There were a few that were intended to be in, but weren't, due to various reasons. So you had Jeff Hardy and Hulk Hogan were supposed to be in there, but both had left the company at the time. And Ultimate Warrior was supposed to be in there as well, but there was legal issues. I'm not sure whether that was surrounding that they used his logo by accident at like a con, which happened. They tried to hide it, and he was like, "No, now you must buy 1 million issues of my comic book," and they didn't. Or whether this is just rather dispute the name or whatever. The Ultimate Warriors had a lot of issues with WWE. It could be any of them, I suppose. I'd have to go look up which one was occurring at this particular instance, I guess, or just before. So, Smackdown, Here Comes the Pain. It's, as I say, it's not my favourite wrestling game. I think Day of Reckoning 1 and 2 are more fully featured, and Day of Reckoning 2 has Stacy Keibler on the cover, so that's obviously my favourite. And the N64 games, I'm not even sure I'd say they were better wrestling games, but they were just such an integral part of my sort of childhood. I guess I was kind of a child back then. And there's just something so nice and comforting about playing those games and knowing the control systems, all of them off the back of my hand. It's just, for me it's just perfect. But this is a great game. I highly recommend it. It's a great one to run on an emulation system such as your Steam Deck or something like that. I have nearly all of them, actually. I don't have nearly. I've bought pretty much all the Smackdown and Smackdown vs. Raw, and then numbered games since the first one. What I tend to do is, looking back, it was, I wouldn't say it's foolish, but it is what it is. It's when I got the new one, I would tend to give the old one away to like a friend that, didn't have it, or, had a family and responsibilities, which I didn't have at the time, so I was just like, well, I buy 3 of these a month, fucker. Here you go, have it. But, looking back, it would have been interesting just to have this huge lineup of like fucking 30 games just on my shelf. That'd be amazing. Maybe I'll get them second hand. Probably could. Too much of an issue, but all the ones nowadays are digital, so I buy them digitally anyway, so kind of ruins it, so I probably won't bother. But if I do need to re-get them, there are ways. So, this one I didn't know. This one was a staple. I think I've got this one. The first 2 definitely No Euro, and definitely No Euro was the second one. Oh God, I'm not gonna have to look it up again, am I? Screw it, I'm not gonna bother. But I've got a good chunk of them. I got like Smackdown versus Raw ones and all sorts. I've got so many, I really get them confused. I mean, this one stands out though, as do the first 2, because obviously they were on the PlayStation 1. But this one really does stand out as being a quality game. I mean, you all know that. I mean, anyone into wrestling will know that, this is a good wrestling game. Good job, me, for putting that out. But I just like talking about wrestling. Maybe do a wrestling channel instead. Maybe we're better at that, because I shit at games. But yeah, I just wanted to talk about Smackdown Here Comes the Pain. I mean, I was like looking at new games that were coming out, and I was like, I don't have time to play this to an acceptable level that I would be comfortable to like make a video on it. It's like, I looked at the Wins game and Where Wins Meet, and it was okay, but I was like, I don't really want to play this that much longer. It's a bit not really my bag. I kind of get why it's popular, and certainly for being free and just being having monetization that's just cosmetic, it's kind of fine. And having pretty characters, even the men, which is a bit concerning. They keep doing that. It's like it's like Dynasty Warriors Origins. A new character would walk on screen, I'd be like, alright. And they have a masculine voice, I'd be like, yeah, what am I doing? You're confusing me, stop it! I'm confused enough. So yeah, that was my basic ramble on Smackdown Here Comes the Pain. It's a great game, it's a great wrestling game, it's a great PlayStation 2 game, and it's probably the best of the Smackdown series, even better than 1, I'd say. 1 was fine for what it was on the PlayStation 1, less advanced, but this one's better than it. 2 is always one that I'm kind of like, I want to like it, but the fact that you don't put me in 90% of the matches during the career mode kind of annoys me. And like, it doesn't load quick. You're just sat there waiting for the load. Oh, not this guy. Click. Loading. Not this guy. Click. Loading. That kind of thing. I think you even had to simulate the matches. That took ages as well. It was just like, oh, for fuck's sake. It was like, I don't have enough life. And this is when I'm probably fucking, like, in my teens. And I'm just like, I don't have enough life left in me to be playing this game because it takes too fucking long before I even get a match. I think that was a real mistake. I mean, and this does it a little bit. But I've never gone more than, like, 3 cards without having a match. And if you're really stuck with it, it's not booking you, then you can go to the GMs and go, oh, give me a title shot for a pissant title I don't want. But at least I'll get a match and get some superstar points and I'll probably get booked again. Or get a manager. For some reason, as soon as I got Trish Stratus as a manager, I was on every show. So I probably can't take credit for that, can I? Anyway, guys, that's it for this week. You take it easy, and I'll catch you next time.